Okay, we're live. Okay, we're live with the guys from Dangerous Toys. We have Paul Lidel, for the guitarist, and Michael Watson, the bass player. We also
Hey.
joined by Dale Wadrich. Say that right?
Woodrich.
Woodrich.
Wodrick or
Woodrich with one O.
Woodrich.
Woodrich. Yep.
And
Okay.
he's our guest host today. So,
World's most dangerous
Thank
fan.
you for having me.
the world's
It is.
most.
Oh, that reminds me, Dale. Hold on just a second. Y'all keep going. I got something.
Uh-oh. This is going to be
Oh,
one of
God.
them things.
Oh, God.
where-
What's he got?
What's he got?
You'll see.
Oh,
It's a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Did you fall over?
Follow.
hold on.
It's a ceiling fan. Okay.
No,
wow.
I was
Oh,
getting my shirt.
that's right. That's right. Mike and I
Yeah.
almost have
I get 'em-
matching Hawaiian shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, I get a message at 1 or 2 in the morning, and he's got a picture of a shirt that looks very much like this one. I was like, it's close, but yours is much better.
Oh,
All right. So, Dale, since you're the guest host, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. I grew up in Edina, Minnesota, and I got to Texas as soon as I could here in 2006, and tried to get into the music scene, as soon as I could because it was so large down here. I think the first show I saw was Broken Teeth and LA Guns at the old Red Eye, like in I think December of '06 or something like that. My brother-in-law took me down there, and if you've ever wanted to see a shithole, Red Eyed Fly would be a shithole. But it was a cool venue to go see bands, real small and intimate. Bathroom, yeah, kind of scary, but it's a cool place. Saw a lot of bands there. I think everyone came through there. Faster Pussycat, Dangerous Toys played there for several years before they moved to other venues in downtown. So yeah, I got here as soon as I could. I've worked in the auto body industry for 30 years. And then
Nice.
I did see Dangerous Toys twice in Minneapolis back in the early to 90s.
at Mirage?
And those at the Mirage, yep. Yep. I even saw 30 Leaks twice at the Mirage.
Nice.
And yeah, maybe Turn the Screw maybe was the first
Not
tour
there
I saw.
It's not there anymore.
No, it's not. They made it a bakery.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said
So
it's not anymore?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not there anymore. No. It's a bakery.
Oh boy.
Anyways, it was a cool venue that had, I got to see everyone from Pantera, White Zombie, Dio came through there in the mid '90s. So it's a cool rock club, probably as big as Emo's here.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Paul,
Yes,
what
sir.
have you been up to in the last year? I mean, no music, no touring. What has kept you busy? We've all been in hiatus, really in limbo for a year. So what have you been up to?
Well, my regular day gig has, for a real long time, been teaching guitar and also bass and vocals and drums and whatever, keyboard. So throughout the pandemic, though, it's all been just online, which has been kind of cool because it opened a lot of people up to the possibility of, you know, having lessons online, and they found out that it was really just as cool as, you know, having them in person. And so now I'm not limited to local students. I can teach, you know, anybody anywhere they are. So that's the way that the pandemic has sort of changed the way I do things, because I don't know that I'll go back.
Right.
You know,
whole bigger audience now.
Right. And over the course of last year, I also started a YouTube channel with like guitar instruction. So that was like the pandemic project, you know. You have to do something, and it turned out that was takes up a lot of time.
Right.
Doing, you know, putting those things together, and so during the last year, I learned to edit and use a whole bunch of different software and various equipment and all that, you know. So it's been a year of learning,
right,
and building new skills, which you know, I'll plan to use in the future.
And that you wouldn't have had time to you know, learn and check out and use.
It's like YouTube channel. I was you know, buying equipment to prepare for doing that and everything like 2 years ago, but I just never, it just sat around because I didn't have any time. And,
right.
But now things are, you know, back up and running and gigging and everything. So it might be a little bit till I get a new video up on the channel, but I will, you know.
Right.
But that's also helped with the whole online kind of thing, as far as teaching, because a lot of people would see the videos and then they'd hit me up for lessons, so it worked out really well.
Nice. Michael, what about you? What you been up to in the last year?
Nothing near as productive as Paul. Drinking a lot of Lone Star and watching Netflix.
That's kind of productive.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was productive mentally. It's funny because I was getting a little burnt out a year ago. I was playing a lot, and so careful what you wish for.
Right.
To have a break, and I sure got one. And yeah, I play in Dangerous Toys and also another band, and all those gigs dried up. Yep. We had several toy shows that got canceled, or they got, you know, rescheduled until they finally. Now some of them are back on, but some of them fell by the wayside. So I literally put my bass in the corner of the dining room, and it kind of took a year off.
Yep. Now your other band,
yeah, go ahead.
It is Brutality, right?
Yeah, Brutality Incorporated, BREW-tality. So all the songs are about beer drinking or the effects of drinking, or the women you meet and break up with from drinking. It's
sounds like a great band.
Unhappy Hour.
Well, it's like Unhappy Hour. That's one of our songs.
Unhappy
it's kind of
Hour.
like, it's kind of old school punk, like Ramones ish.
Okay.
You know, it's a lot of fun, but we play a lot of places around Austin, and it's a lot of fun. But we were playing a lot. We were playing like 3 or 4 times a month. And nice. I have a day job. I'm a designer at an architect's office, and help design apartments and stuff like that.
Whoa.
So it's a 9 to 5 well, 9 to 6 actually job. So I was getting a little burnout, and also I live in Blanco, Texas, which, if any of y'all are familiar with that, is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
I hear that a lot
And
about Texas.
I was commuting. It's about an hour away from Austin. So I was commuting every weekday from here to Austin, and it was just
Hour
getting
and a
to be a
half
lot.
each way.
Well, about an hour. There's no
Okay.
traffic. It's all a nice, peaceful drive. It's just, it's 45, 50 miles away. But
Right.
it's funny because when I lived in Austin, I'd make the same, I'd drive to the same job, and it took me the same amount of time because of traffic than it does, for me to just live out here and have cheaper rent, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, you don't want to live in the
So,
city.
yeah, I lived in Austin for over 30 years, and I loved it. I mean, Austin was my home. I was always like, I'm gonna, stay here forever. But then it just has gotten too expensive for me, and my family to live there. So my wife is from this town, Blanco. It's a little kind of Mayberry-ish town out in between Austin and San Antonio, and it's great. I love living out here. So
Nice.
yeah, and when the pandemic came, it's like I got a break from playing, and then they started letting me work from home, which was something I'd been pushing for. So there was a silver lining to that whole COVID thing for me. But now I'm just happy that things are opening up again, and got some gigs popping up now that we're really looking forward to.
Oh,
My
yeah.
bass is out of the corner
Out of
of
the
the dining
corner
room.
into your
Yeah.
hands.
Yep. New
You
strings
know,
on it and everything. So
it's like everything is hitting all at once. I mean, your
yeah,
Right.
news
and I
feed.
kind of thought this would happen.
Yeah.
Once
We were
it started
expecting it
opening
in
up.
2020 to be like
Yeah.
this. It was
Yeah,
like,
it kept on being something that was going to happen. And it's like, oh, by 2 months from now, everything's going to be fine, and then it wasn't. And then
it's like, yeah, the 15-day curve, that didn't work out.
right.
Right. So you guys got a lot of shows lined up.
Tons of shows coming up. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
They're
Big
doing
ones?
Rocktember up in Minnesota.
That's right.
October.
Yeah.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
I'm glad that's back on.
Minnesota. That was one of the ones. We had several shows booked for 2020, and of course, they all got wiped out, and a lot of them were popping back up. So that's pretty awesome.
What's the one that was in Austin? Had Crocus and Lita Ford.
San
No, I
Antonio.
think that was San Antonio.
San Antonio.
That's at Sunken Gardens.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yes.
October 9th.
That's rescheduled for this year, October 9th,
Yeah.
without Crocus.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going
I
to
can't remember
that.
who else on that.
That'd been killer to see Crocus.
I know, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Me and
Had a great bill.
yeah. I was going,
Yeah.
I was flying in. Buddy of mine, Casey Powell, got tickets. And then the show got bagged. Kind of bummed out.
Yeah. We've played Sunken Gardens before. It's a great venue to play.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it South Texas Rock Fest? One year you guys did
it's
South
called-
Texas Rock Fest?
Was that what it was?
I
It was?
can't remember what it was.
Yeah, you had Keel or
I-
something like that on
I remember the
Rods. Was that
Nice.
And,
Yeah.
Oh,
was that the year?
we played with Queensryche. That's what it was.
Huh.
Yeah, Queensryche. I remember that one.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
only got
wow.
to play like 8 songs.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're halfway through Sporting the Woody, and they're like, "All right, that's it."
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you know who
Wow.
we are?
timing fiasco as far as the production went, but
Well,
still it
a
was fun.
day,
I love
right?
playing San Antonio.
Do you remember it was raining, Mike?
Yeah.
And this is an outdoor venue, so like they were squeegeeing water off of the stage before we went on, but it was still slippery. And I
Holy
remember
shit.
running around and
Yeah.
almost just wiping out.
Wow.
on the inside.
Now, okay, be it on tour, you know, whatever, whatnot. Dangerous Toys seems like one of them bands that pranks a lot. Be it you be a victim of somebody else or you have initiated the prank. Paul, what prank have you played or have been a victim of? Any?
I can't think of any of either of those, really.
Really?
No.
So you're a nice guy and people are afraid of fucking with you.
Yeah. Mike, anything?
What's that?
I said, Mike, can you think of anything?
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing
I joined the
here
band,
is,
you know, they got
Paul and I have actually never toured together in Dangerous Toys
Wow.
because I quit and went back. I had to go back to school and find some gainful employment at the time for tax reasons and for survival reasons. And so that was right after we had recorded Pissed. And so I didn't get to go on tour with Paul. We've just done, you know, what we do now, kind of a few nights here, a few nights there.
Yeah. So we've done,
but
it's been 24 years now of like one-off dates.
Yeah.
Right.
We played every year. We still play.
Yeah, it's true.
But as far as touring, like, you know, going on the road and touring, I think we stopped doing that around 96.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about right. I know from when we would be on the road before, we weren't like trying to prank each other, but there were things that occurred that it was kind of the tradition to get pranked for doing certain things. One of those is like
birthday?
if you, what's that?
Like having a birthday?
Yeah, like having a birthday is one. That at some point in the day you would get a cream pie in your face. Sometimes just a pie, maybe a pie tin full of Cool Whip if there was nothing around. But you went all day looking around every corner and jumping at every
on stage
sound.
Did that
What's
happen
that?
on stage?
I don't think so.
I thought
it
I
might
heard,
have. There's some
I
moments
thought I
that are
heard,
blurry, but usually it was when you least expected it.
I thought they got Mark when he was on the drums.
Yes, that's right. We were in St. Louis, and the Mark's drum tech had one waiting, and he popped it right on top of his head. He looked like he was wearing a hat. And I remember I remember somebody was there, somebody famous, I can't remember, that was talking to our road manager. He's like, "Is that guy wearing a hat?" So that was one
A whipped
of the
cream
times
hat.
Yeah, and this was at a club, and it was kind of, you know, it wasn't like we were in an auditorium with, you know, thousands of people, and I think that nobody would have screwed with a situation like that. But we were in a club and just having fun.
Right.
So that, yeah, birthdays, cream pie.
Count on
You know,
it.
that's about as rowdy as we actually got. If you left your shoes in the bunk in the front lounge of the bus, they got thrown out the window.
Oh yeah,
that was one.
You weren't that fast.
If you fell asleep in the front lounge overnight without permission, you could get some interesting pictures taken of you.
Doesn't that happen at every
I
party?
won't. Well, it's funny because in punk rock bands, if you're hanging out after a show at somebody's house and you're drunk, the rule is don't fall asleep with your combat boots on. I don't know where that came from, what it is, but it's true. If you don't take your combat boots off and you pass out, you're open season on you, man.
Wow.
I've seen a couple of friends wake up with dicks drawn on their faces
Oh,
and
of course.
Sharpie and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just funny.
I will never admit if I had one of them drawn on my face. We're not going to admit this.
That's okay.
I think I've got to run rid of all evidence.
Mm.
At least I hope so.
Hey, Mike, how did Dangerous Toys get started?
Well, me and Scott, Scott and I are from a little town called Colleen, Texas, where we met. And he and I were always trying to get bands started there Colleen is just it's too small. So we decided to move to Austin. And I moved up here first and found, I found a singer that was this girl named Terry, or that she went by the name of Onyx. And I stole her away from some other band and said, hey, I got a guitar player coming up here pretty soon. He's better than these guys. Let's see if we can find a drummer. And she was like, yeah, cool. And so Scott came up there. We looked around. We found in the old days, you would go looking for musicians by going to the music store and looking on the bulletin board. And we found Mark Gary's card up there, like very professional, all this stuff. And we called him. And so that was a done deal. We got together. We were all into the same stuff. We were listening to Van Halen and ZZ Top and Aerosmith and all that stuff. And we got a rhythm guitar player, this guy named Tim, for a while. And we started playing as this band Onyx. And that started getting really big in Austin. We were playing the Back Room and some other places a lot. Things didn't work out with her. We needed a singer really quick because we had gigs booked. She kind of, well, I won't go into it, but we needed a singer. And I said, hey, I know this guy named Jason. He plays in a band called Watchtower. I bet he would do it. I bet he'd fill in for a while until we find somebody. So we called him and he said, yeah, cool. I'll do it. Just, know that it's temporary. I'm not joining this band. And
famous last
so
word.
Anyway, yeah. So we started playing, and the name came from we couldn't use Onyx anymore. We couldn't think of a name. And Scott had this song he'd written called "Bad Boys Make Dangerous Toys" or something silly like that. And I said, hey, that's pretty cool. And Scott was like, yeah, let's use, Dangerous Toys. We'll just that'll do until we find something better.
40 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't found nothing better.
Needed something to put on the marquee. So yeah, that was pretty much it. We had this guy Tim playing guitar for a while, and then we had a guy named Danny Aaron playing, and then who was after that? Kevin Fowler was in the band for a while, and they all didn't work for one reason or another. Either they didn't want to stay, or we didn't want them to stay, or whatever. And then we got Paul, and it's been set in stone ever since. I mean, Paul should have been there from the beginning.
Absolutely.
And that's where we are now.
I gotta admit, for a while there, I always thought Paul was always there. I didn't really pay attention.
It's the hair.
I just thought Paul was original, but
yeah, no, Paul is original as far as I'm concerned. Well, he's been in the band longer than anybody.
Longer than any other, Right.
But he's very much the same spirit and lack of philosophy that we are. So yeah, he's
he fits.
He's our soulmate that we finally caught up with. So
right.
Which doesn't come from calling me the new guy.
No, yeah, you'll always be the new guy.
Hey,
You're the new guy. Now, was there
Sorry,
initiation? Paul. You know, did we initiate him?
Nah.
Really?
We still are.
Right.
We haven't thought
every
of a good one
yet. Every gig is an initiation. No, we were kind of beyond that at that point. It's just like let's get serious, and that's when we did the album Pissed, and it was pretty much we were done screwing around. The album's pretty self-explanatory if you listen to the songs on that. We were like fuck this shit that's going on all around us. Let's put our hearts on our album. And so yeah, we goofed around. We weren't like completely serious. We'll never be completely serious, but
no.
Yeah, as Mark, when I first joined the band, Mark said, we're all about high fun, low stress. I'm like, wow, I can really get used to that.
Right.
Mark said, and he was we're all about the way it all worked was just really cool and fun and easy.
So yeah, we've always been, if you're not having a good time, get the fuck out.
Right.
And that's within the band or outside of the band. This is all about as little stress as possible. This is all about fun. This is not like, I got to get up and go do this today. It's never been about that. So
when it turns into that, it's over.
Right. There's some people out there that are very serious and very, it's I don't know. I can't even figure out why, but we've just never been like that.
You never gave up that vibe to me. A serious
right. I mean,
band.
even
no.
Like when we got signed, we weren't looking to get signed. We were looking to play every Saturday night and get, free beer and whatever. There were bands that were struggling, just like, oh, we got to get signed. So-and-so's in town, blah, blah, blah. This is our opportunity. Let's go. And we're just like, fuck it. We're going to get on stage and play. And if you like it, you like it. And,
exactly.
we got lucky that way, but we definitely weren't in the go get them, over the top the hill kind of guys. So,
right.
Just that attitude. We're not going to be like that.
Now, my favorite album, okay, I love all three, but my favorite is Pissed. I mean, I love that album. It's got a lot of songs on there that I really like. Not that I don't like the other songs on the other albums. And it has a ballad on there that absolutely hits it. And I never thought a ballad would be on a Dangerous Toys album, but it fits. It is a great song. I mean, and the whole album is great. And like Paul, Mike, Dale, what's your favorite?
I am right with you there on the album Pissed. I like the first and the third album, the eponymous first one, of course. And the ballad, I love that one too. It is like a shock. It's like a change because you don't expect it. And it's done really well. I think Pissed is my favorite one. I can't think of any song titles right now, but so my fiance Kit here wanted me to ask. I always ask you guys to play like there you go. So I'm always asking you guys to play like the deep cuts, and it kind of seems like you guys stick to a formula about, you know, certain songs that you play? Because you got so many, you can only do so many in an hour and a half or whatever. Um, do you, how do you figure out what songs to play, you know, during a gig or?
It's either the ones that, you know, will please the most amount of people, which in a lot of the shows, like the first album, we draw heavily from because a lot of people are very aware of all those songs, and then we'll play some songs off of Hellacious, and that's not always the same ones. And sometimes at shows, we'll play like much longer shows. We've done, like you were talking about the Red Eyed Fly. I remember a show that was like did 2 hours long, and we did like, I don't know, it was, we did a lot of songs. But that's the way they're chosen. If we were to play, you know, some of the more obscure songs, then that tends to lose the audience because people like to hear songs that they're familiar with.
Right.
That's how we.
Right. So I'll ask them. I'll ask them if they're going to play Law Is Mine or something like that, you know, and Paul will smirk, you know, well, I don't think we're going to do that one, you know, so I, you know, I'll try to get in there and, you know, ask them if they'll do the deeper cuts. And Mark's wife keeps telling me, yeah, keep asking them.
And like,
yeah, Paul had a good point. It really is about the time we have to play. How long of a set do we have? Okay, you want us to play Law Is Mine? Then okay, we're going to cut Scared. We're going to cut Teasing. You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, we'll make this half of the crowd happy, and the other half's going to be pissed off. Or
Pissed.
We've just, yeah. Right. Well, we do that one.
Yeah. So we try to please as many of the people as possible, so that they, you know, they all enjoy the show as much as possible, and that's the way.
And come back.
That's the way.
Yeah, we pretty much play the songs that most of the people want to hear. Right. Now, sometimes we will throw a shoehorn in there, you know, and we'll play, you know, Law Is Mine or something like that.
Now that said, too, in our shows in the last year or two, we've been including some, you know, new Dangerous Toys, unrecorded Dangerous Toys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rocklanta.
Yeah, that was.
You did Hold Your Horses.
Right. Yeah, that was the first time we played that song, I think.
Kicked ass.
It's exciting to play a brand new, you know, song that nobody's ever heard before.
Oh, I'm sure the band loves doing that, and we love hearing it. We're like, oh my God, you know, and that's all kicked ass. So it's not recorded. You can find it on YouTube. I even searched last night to make sure, but it's on YouTube. Is there a Dangerous Toys album in the works?
Yeah, it's slowly coming along.
Nice.
You know, yeah, we've got
with the pandemic that absolutely kind of prevented everybody from getting together face to face, so that's set things back. But right before the pandemic, we were getting together on a fairly regular basis and have a number of songs in various stages of development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. There's quite a few that we're working on. And like Good. Paul said, we're not a high-tech band where we can, you know, have these virtual sessions of practicing and, you know, so we didn't
the band
get together at
just
all.
The way it is.
So yeah, we weren't productive on that level that I've seen other bands. Oh, they wrote a whole album during the pandemic. Right. So, but we left it at a good stopping point to where we can pick up and run with what we had before all this stuff. So yeah, there's songs I think that are even better than Hold Your Horses that we just haven't gotten to that level yet of being able to play them live.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff in the works here.
Good. It'll be ready by Mork?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You'll be ready by the ship sails?
We have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. No promises from us.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we get a chance to flesh some more of these out by then, that would be great. Once again, this is going to be how much time do we have? We don't know what slots we're playing yet for the cruise.
right.
We don't know what, when, what or where. So it depends on how much time we got. And but it would be great to throw another new one in the mix.
Right. Cool.
So when you
Yeah,
guys are
anything?
touring, do you have any favorite cities that you like to go play at? What are some of the favorite cities you guys have played?
Well, mine used to be Denver because we played there all the time.
Used to be.
Well, it used to be because that was when we were touring on a bus and we
Oh,
were going back and forth and up and down through America. Denver was always like the place we went through the most. And it kind of grew on me. I mean, Denver's a beautiful place as it is, but I always thought, oh no, I'll never leave Texas. But I kind of said, if I ever had to leave Texas, I would move to Denver.
Yeah.
So I
It is
like it, and
beautiful.
I love I love New England. I love the whole Northeast, Maine, and all that. Those people are just as real as it gets and nice, and it snows up there, which is nice to see for us Texas boys sometimes. Although after this last winter, I'm pretty much done with snow.
You're right.
Yeah, I had
that was
enough.
amazing.
It
Yeah,
was.
we'll probably never see that again in our lifetime down here. It was crazy.
Maybe
that
not.
was
Just
Don't
nuts.
say
crazy.
you'll say that and it'll happen again next year.
Y'all jinx us, right?
You just jinxed everything. It's
But
all it's
back
Dale's
to your
fault.
question, Denver was one of my favorites, and I don't know. There's so many cool places. What about you, Paul? What were your favorites, even with us or with Dirty Looks or whatever? What cities did you like?
I always enjoyed playing in California.
Yeah,
We played some cool shows there. Irvine Meadows was fun, and Dirty Looks always did real well in California. As a result of the radio station there that was very supportive. So yeah, there. Denver, I'm looking forward to. That's when is. Can we talk about that one?
right. Yeah, we got that show coming up. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but it's
Yeah, we have. I don't know, Mike. You probably have the post of the upcoming toy shows, right?
I don't have it.
All right, it's probably on your Facebook.
It probably is somewhere,
Yeah.
but I didn't write it down.
Yeah, so
Because everything's happening so fast. It's so hard to keep. You're like, okay, this one. You write this one down. You got this on the calendar. This all. Okay, this whole month is filled up with shows I can't get to.
So there's
Just-
shows that we can talk about, and there's shows that we can't talk about yet because they're not announced.
Right.
It's hard for us to keep track of them, so we have to be very careful when we're doing interviews.
Exactly. Now there's.
I think at this point most of them I'm not going to say because I'm not 100% sure, but I think most of the ones have been announced by now. I know there was one I kind of let slip on a reply in Facebook, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, that may not be confirmed," and then Scott said, "No, it's confirmed." So I outed it or it was already okay to say it.
Right.
Now I don't even remember which show. Oh, that was for the Fort Worth one,
Oh,
the rail yard,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which is confirmed, and it's okay to talk about it now.
yes. Yeah, November 6th. Fort Worth. Yep, November 6th.
Yep.
Nope.
So we have probably one of the busiest years for toys lined up in certainly the last 10 years.
Wow.
Maybe
Good.
more than that. Almost.
Yeah, and hopefully there will be
it's almost like, back in the touring days. So back in the touring days, we used to do like 14 nights in a row.
Wow.
Wow.
No rest for the wicked.
What's that?
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that these days. I do 2 shows in a row and I'm like laid up for a week. No, just kidding. I mean, yeah, I can't, I don't have the longevity of staying up late and doing it all over again the next day that I did
I don't think any
20,
of
even
us.
10 years ago.
Right. It's
But,
tough.
yeah, when you're 23 and you're doing it, it's like nothing.
Nothing.
You go, I got a little
Superman.
bit of a headache. Yeah. But yeah, when you're 56 like I am, you're not digging it so much.
No. It's fun.
But
Maybe
that
2
being said,
nights.
I am yeah. But I am glad that we do have this amount of shows coming up. Hopefully next year we'll pile some more on even because I think then things are going to be flowing more.
Right.
We've got this initial outburst of all these shows coming up, which is great. But I think that it'll get back into the swing of things by next year, and we'll get some more shows going. There's some places I'd like to play that we haven't played in a long time, and all they need to do is get a hold of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Paul, you mentioned a name, and before this pandemic hit, it was a name of a band that was going to start doing something. Now, is that still going to happen? The name of the band would be Dirty Looks.
Yes, and Dirty Looks had a what we'll refer to as what I look at as kind of a tribute to the late singer Henrik,
Right.
And to get together with like myself and Jack and Gene, who all played on the Cool From Hawaii album and Turn of the Screw.
That's true.
So we had a show booked, I think it was right around March 20th last year. And as you know, happened. So we had rehearsed early in March, and everything was all ready to go. And then that show, of course, along with everything else, got canceled. So another show is actually in the works right now. So that should be probably announced soon. Soon, possibly this week.
Possibly this week.
Oh.
As far as a date and a venue.
Cool. We are all anxiously awaiting.
So are we.
I might have seen Dirty Looks probably 20 times. And even to see him again once would be great. I mean, they're one of my favorites.
So one of the biggest Dirty Looks fans I know is Jason. So Jason is going to sing for the shows.
That's awesome. He'll do fantastic.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He'll really kill it, and he does it absolutely in paying homage to Henrik,
Right.
So yeah, it's going to be cool, and we're looking forward to just to playing those songs again, and everybody, there's still some interest in it,
Right.
even after 30 years. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Total interest. I mean, you guys are going to still do the Cool From the Wire front to back? Good. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Cool. That's awesome. So look forward to
I can tell you
next
that
week.
all the songs have been rehearsed. Whether all the songs make it to the set or not, they probably will.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Good.
And the show that's coming up will be we're gonna play for a while.
Nice.
There's a lot of songs.
Play them all.
Yeah.
Right.
Play every one of them 6 hours. Just go. Put Paul on stage, just wind him up. Go.
That's right.
That's right. Dude, that would be, you got to be looking forward to that. You know, not playing these songs in how many years, and now getting that opportunity to get them out, get on stage, do them live once again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm even gonna bust out
Nice.
Wow.
guitar
Holy
Damn.
wow.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
so yeah,
I haven't
I'll
seen that baby in a long time.
very much time. So that will be
That's awesome.
Yeah.
may even be able to play through the same amp that we used on Call from the Wire, because Jack said somebody had found it and had a hold of it, and so we might be able to use that. So maybe playing the same guitar through the same amp as we recorded Call from the Wire with. So that would be neat.
Damn.
Oh, very cool.
That's
Very cool.
awesome. And now if you would have done the show a year ago, you might not have had that amp.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, still, we're looking forward to this. Yeah. Hey, maybe Dangerous Toys and Dirty Looks? Same bill?
Probably not.
Probably not.
We'd have to pay. We'd have to pay Paul time and a half for that.
No OT for you.
No, it's funny because our respective other bands sometimes do shows with Dangerous Toys, but so that's not the issue. I don't know. That would be cool, but it probably logistically couldn't happen.
Right.
Right, because it's the same singer of both, and
Yeah.
Jason wants to pour all his energy into one thing. So
Yeah, I didn't think of that. You know, his voice would be a wreck by the end of the night.
I mean, I'm sure he could do it, but
Oh, yeah.
it
I wouldn't want to.
No.
yeah, he doesn't want
No.
to. I don't blame him.
Hey, Mike, do you remember the Operation Rock and Roll tour? You have any good stories from that? You guys enjoyed that tour? I know it didn't last as long as it should have.
I have some fuzzy, vague memories of that time period. Yes. Yeah, that was great. I mean, Jesus, opening for Motorhead. Well, what was it? It was Metal Church, us, Motorhead, and then either Judas Priest or Alice Cooper, alternating or depending on what city. So yeah, what's not to love about that? Unfortunately, the tour happened at a bad time when I think a lot of the other big summer tours had come and wiped out everybody's tour expense, ticket buying money. I think Monsters of Rock had come through, or Lollapalooza, or whatever the fuck was going on, and people were just like, they were not going to pay again to go see it. Now, that being said, there are a lot of people that did, some diehards that came out. So it was a great lineup. I thought it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. We constantly hung out with Motorhead, which that was an interesting thing in itself. yeah, it was really cool. It's cool to be playing and look over and the guys at Judas Priest are watching you play,
Right?
and you're kind of like okay, it's like I
A
was
game
walking a
time.
tightrope and I just looked down. But yeah, it was cool. It was very cool.
Yeah, it didn't make it to Minneapolis, unfortunately. That was one of the shows that didn't sell very well, but I know you guys did
No,
quite a few of them. It would have been a great show to see. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a great. I think it should have been more successful than it was. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that lineup.
That
There was
lineup
nothing wrong
killed.
with it was just
Is that like 92?
bad timing.
91,
Uh,
90, 91, 92, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's about. I think that's right.
Hmm.
So it wasn't. I can't blame it on uh, Seattle or grunge at that point. It was just bad timing for other things.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was kind of sad. It didn't go bigger than it did. But what we did was actually really cool and really fun. So I don't look back at it with any kind of like, oh shucks, wish it would have been, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy with what we did. I do wish we would have come to Minneapolis though. That there's a lot of cities I wish we would have played that we didn't get to,
Yeah.
but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah. Yep. Paul and Mike, I don't know if you guys remember this. One of the shows at the Mirage, I don't know if you guys can see this. Some friends of mine in Minneapolis, I don't know, Sweet Addiction opened for you guys at the Mirage. I'm thinking
Yeah, I remember
maybe
that.
the second time, the second tour there. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe mid '90s. But yeah, so that was pretty neat to have my
Yeah,
friends I went to high school with open for Dangerous Toys. Was pretty cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, this way? I'm not sure, but I don't know if you guys can see it.
See it now.
okay. Now I may not have been in the band at that time if it was mid '90s. Um,
Right, could be. Yeah,
it
that was with
depends who
Michael
was playing
Hannon.
bass. Was it the other Mike?
Yeah,
My buddy Michael Hannon. Yeah, he and I. It's funny because he and I were friends way before that happened, and I was happy as a clam that he was gonna step in, um, just because he's a knucklehead. He's a nice guy too. So was it him or was it Jason playing, or was it me
uh,
playing? Who knows?
I believe it was Michael Hannon.
Yeah,
Okay.
That,
I think
yeah,
Michael played the Mirage.
yeah,
Hey, Dale would know.
yeah.
World's most dangerous fan.
There you go. There you go.
Hey.
No.
Now, if you guys could tour with any band, Paul, who would you want to as Dangerous Toys open or have any band on the bill? Who would your band be?
Well, it's always been Aerosmith.
There you go. That's awesome.
Good
Without
answer.
a doubt.
That's
That
a
is
tricky one because it's like the bands I would love to play with are not really bands that would work well with Dangerous Toys. So I can't just go pick my favorite band. But yeah, Aerosmith would be great. ZZ Top would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just,
Now, with that
a couple of
said,
years ago.
okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh no, a couple of years ago, Guns N' Roses came through. Was it Houston or San Antonio? I can't remember, but
San
ZZ Top
Antonio.
was opening, and San Antonio. That's right, you were there. I could have cared less about Guns N' Roses. I was all about seeing ZZ Top, and unfortunately, parking was so bad. We got there right when they were leaving the stage, so it was like my heart was broken.
Mm.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Guns N' Roses was okay, but really wanted to see ZZ Top. I'm an old fan of theirs from way back.
Yeah,
I
I've
finally
seen
got to see them.
several times, and they're always great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally got to see them the November or October before the pandemic hit. And
Yeah, I saw
oh
that
my God.
with Bad Company, right?
No, Cheap Trick.
Oh,
Wow.
here they
Wow,
were
cool.
and Cheap Trick.
Wow.
Wow.
I would have liked to see that.
That would
Cheap
that would have
Trick
been
had an
great.
off night. They just weren't there. But ZZ Top, all cylinders. Just,
Oh yeah.
they just blew my mind. Three
Yeah,
guys.
Cheap Trick's another band I'd like to see. I've never seen them.
I seen them open for Aerosmith, probably 94.
Wow.
Unbelievable. No,
No.
2000. Maybe 2000. Nine Lives tour, I think. But Cheap Trick opened, blew them. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow,
Cheap Trick is.
that's saying something because I saw the Nine Lives tour, and that was one of the best Aerosmith shows that I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't mean they blew them off stage. No way in hell. But they just, I mean, I really wasn't a Cheap Trick fan, but I was after that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
my wife, we originally had Fleetwood Mac tickets, and they canceled shows because Stevie had voice issues and this and that and the other thing. So the radio station that I wanted the Fleetwood Mac tickets off of, they said, "Hey, pick your show. We'll give you another show." So I picked Aerosmith. Well, my wife was bummed out. She's like, "Oh, so there was a show for me. Now it turned into a show for you." She was not happy. She went anyway. After that show, during the show, she's up rocking. She's loving every minute of this. Best show she have ever seen. Just happy as hell. And I'm like, see, I know what to take it. Aerosmith all day, every day. I think I've seen them guys about 8 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were on fire on that Nine Lives tour.
Yeah, that was a great show. That was a great show. I was
The first
really happy to go ahead.
The first concert I went to alone was the Done with Mirrors tour in
Oh, cool.
85, 86.
With
And
Ted.
Ted Nugent opened for Aerosmith.
That
And
was a
yeah,
badass show.
yeah,
Loved
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
That
That
was
was really
Little Miss-
my upbringing into Aerosmith. My sister had Toys in the Attic and stuff. And then when Done with
Dangerous
Mirrors
Toys in
came
the
out, yeah, that's when I really dug into Aerosmith, and I got to go back, listen to Rocks and Get Your Wings, and I really loved it. To be able to go back and see how the band's evolved and see how they changed and got better, and that was really cool for me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some of my favorite albums that you just mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Rocks.
Oh,
Rocks
yeah.
is one of my favorite of all
Like,
times, and Get Your Wings
of
is
all.
close second.
You know,
Toys in the Attic. Oh, hell yeah. So what are you guys looking forward to on the cruise? Do you guys do excursions? Do you get off the boat, do the beaches?
beach.
Good.
As far as I've done some walking around in the towns, and that really, you just kind of get bugged by a lot of people trying to sell you stuff and stuff. But I look forward to the beach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. The first time it wasn't the first cruise. The first cruise, it rained the whole time that I went on with these guys. And second one, I went to, I guess we were at a private beach. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go there for just 30 minutes or so. And like 2 hours later, I came back with the worst sunburn of my life. There's pictures of me on stage the next night, and I look like a baked ham.
A big
Um,
tan.
Yeah, I'm all puffy and red, and my eyes are like, "Ooh."
Someone's
Yeah,
up there basting you.
right. And it's funny on the ship. They must have had a racket. They know that this happens, but they were selling like aloe lotion down in the medical center. It was like $15 for a little bottle or something. And yeah, that was rough. So
They
yes,
saw you
this
coming.
time they saw, yeah. This time I will be properly prepared for the beach. My wife and I will definitely be hitting the beaches. But mostly this time I missed out on the last one we played. My wife and I were like, oh, we're gonna see this band and that band, and we had a whole list and probably saw 2 out of 10
Hmm.
of the bands we wanted to see because we were just like, I don't feel like getting out of the room. Let's just order room service. So this
What?
time there will definitely not be. Yeah, I know. This time there will definitely not be that. We're gonna go hit every band. I mean, God, there's some bands that if I don't see on this one, I'll never forgive myself. I mean, Rose
Right.
Tattoo, come on.
I think, yeah, this is
Oh, they're killer.
one of the best lineups, I think,
Yes,
of all the years.
I agree.
It
I agree.
really nailed it. And
Yeah.
I do need to see Rose Tattoo this year. I remember sitting on the beach, listening to them playing on the boat,
Dude.
and they were killing it. But and I was on the beach.
Dude. They was that 2019? I think that was 2019.
I was on the
They-
new team cruise. Yeah.
Yeah, they killed it. I gotta go see them again.
Yeah.
If there's
And what's
Yeah,
really
Alex,
cool is
come on.
They have
Mark Evans. Mark Evans is one of the original bass players for AC/DC is with Rose Tattoo.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They
I
still
didn't
have
know that either.
singing.
Yeah.
is what?
They still have Angry.
Mark
Angry
Evans.
Anderson?
Oh yeah, Angry's still. He's still.
Oh yeah.
Man,
I
I
hear-
saw them
Cool.
play. I want to say, boy, it was early '80s. I think they opened for Rush. And I thought that was a
Wow.
Yeah.
weird combination.
That
there.
sounds like one of those 80s lineups.
Right. Throw this band on with this big band
Yeah.
so that this band gets noticed.
Right.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
I'm looking forward to that.
oh yeah. So we're all in agreement. We're all going to see Rose Tattoo.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't disappoint.
And there's a lot of other bands on the bill that I'm really excited about seeing. So,
I hope Loudness makes it this
looking
time.
at the list. I like
Yeah. Loudness is cool.
They might make it.
Yeah, they're great. They had to cancel the last couple of shows that we were on with them due to passport or visa
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
It's
So
all-
yeah, I mean I've seen them twice on the cruise, and I just can't, I'm just a big fan.
Yes.
Like
That's one of
Akira is just like
even-
crazy.
Even people that don't know all their songs, they're still really digging it because they really come across live.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a good live band.
They're good on album, and then they just kill it live.
Akira Takasaki. He's
Yeah.
oh
That's
man.
how you say
Uh,
Takasaki.
yeah.
Takasaki.
It's
He's a shredder. I mean,
early '80s. He was a hero of mine.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Scott's, as a matter of fact.
really?
Scott Delhover is big, so we kind of
So what?
bonded over that,
So here's some trivia for you. What's the common thread between us, Loudness, and Dirty Looks?
Come on, Dale, you gotta know this.
Max Norman.
Oh, that's right.
Max Norman. Okay.
Did Max Norman do Dirty Looks? Did he produce your albums, Paul?
He did.
Yeah.
Cold
That's-
from the Wire.
I just wanted to be sure. That wasn't brain farting here. Yeah. Max Norman
Yeah.
produced our first album. He produced Dirty Looks and he produced Loudness.
Right.
And that was one of the reasons when we
Nice.
heard we were going to get Max Norman to produce our first album. I was like, you mean the guy that produced Loudness? I was very excited about that. And
Yeah.
he did a little thing called Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Rhoads.
Who's
Right.
that?
He
So
did those 2 albums.
so imagine
They're all right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
imagine being a 22-year-old kid standing next to the same guy that was recording Randy Rhoads and Kurt Scott and like
Be
no,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
I remember thinking, yeah, you're not going to impress this guy, so don't even try.
And it's true. It's true. You can't impress Max Norman.
No.
You'll do the best thing you can do in front of Max, and he'll go,
Eh.
that's all right.
That was a bit naff, Mike.
That's a bit naff, a bit sus.
This thing with his mouth.
I
I can't do it.
I can't do it though. One lip goes one way and the other goes the other. But I forgot all about that. Love Max. Max is one of the greatest guys ever. He can be an
Max.
asshole.
Asshole. Anything else you guys want to bring up? We've been at this about
Well,
an
I'm gonna-
hour. I'm sure you're done.
Yes, in an hour. Yep. I'm gonna start working on a thing called trying to do a podcast. Working on a podcast called get some people together and do a thing called Pop Quiz Hot Shot, and you'll just throw out random knowledge. The what other drummer played in Quiet Riot besides Frankie Banali? That stuff like that. Just musical knowledge, trivia, just fun stuff.
That sounds
It's
What other
local
drummer
music.
did play? Huh?
Bobby Rondinelli. Bobby Rondinelli?
Okay.
He did?
Yeah, he did. It was like early 90s. Just one album. And I
but
tried
they
to
had-
stump Eddie Trunk.
They had a drummer before Frankie, though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
Kelly.
think he ever played with Frankie.
Yeah.
I think Randy played with a different drummer.
Yeah,
think so.
Kelly. He's something I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to stump Eddie Trunk with the Bobby Rondinelli thing, and I had no chance. He and Bobby are friends, so I was dead before I even asked the question. So yeah, just do some stuff like that,
Cool.
especially with the Austin music
Cool.
scene. We got a lot of
That sounds good.
people here. Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
Paul, how many bands are you in now? When are you got some gigs coming?
LC Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an alumni of LC Rocks.
Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Fun band.
Yeah, that the upcoming single Dirty Looks show and Toys is me these days.
Nice. Michael, any closing notes?
Closeting notes.
Closeting notes. Closing notes.
I had here. Gotta show off my
Brutality
hat here.
Incorporated. What's that?
Yeah, when are you guys playing again, Mike?
We're playing next month, which is coming up very soon. I think
Yep.
we're doing this. We booked a show for the 16th. It's they're okay. There used to be this club here in Austin that was the mecca for rock and roll, metal, whatever. It was the place that we got signed out of, and it was called the Back Room, the infamous Back Room, which closed down quite a few years ago. and they're making a documentary about the place because I mean everybody and their dog has played there. It was like the CBGBs of Texas. And so I think Paul, you did an interview for part of that.
I did, yeah.
For the Bloody and Bruised, I think is the name of it. And
Yeah.
anyway, Brutality's playing. They're gonna go ahead, Paul.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a cool documentary, because
yeah, it looks interesting. I was part of the back room for a long time, like
Mike. Do you remember I met you at the back room for the first time?
I don't
What's
remember.
that? Sorry, you cut out.
Remember I met you at the back room for the first time? I met you for the first time at the back room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I do remember. I mean, that's where I'd lived.
You guys,
So, I'm not surprised.
When Dirty Looks was playing.
Yeah.
And yep. I think you were playing me songs from Hellacious Acres before it came out in the car.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Who would have guessed?
That was that's what I mean. The back room was like the nerve center of, if you were in a band and you were playing anything other than blues or country, you were at the back room, or you were playing it, you were hanging out, you were doing drugs, getting drunk, whatever. You were at the back room. Anyway, so they're gonna do a what do you call it?
Documentary.
Not for the documentary, it's a trailer or a teaser or something, and we're going to play the show and they're going to use us as the music and do some live shots of Brutality, because Brutality started in the back room too, of course. And Houston, the singer for Brutality Incorporated, was a bouncer at the back room. This huge guy with a big blue mohawk, who I was like intimidated by and scared of. And one day he goes, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And I was like, "What did I do wrong?" He goes, "Hey, I'm looking for a bass player. Here's a tape." I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh, these guys are good." So I started playing bass with them. But yeah, anyway, so we're playing that, and they're going to use it as part of the trailer, and then they're going to have a release party. And I think we're going to play that one too. But those are all in July.
Cool.
16th, and I think. Oh, the other one may be that may not be in July. I don't know. I don't have my calendar in front of me. But other than that, I'm just doing the toy shows and working.
The toy shows, by the way,
kids.
I have the dates here. We have September 4th.
This just in.
So September 4th in Denver, and then on the 11th of September is in Minnesota, and October 9th is San Antonio, and then would that be November 6th is in Fort Worth, Texas, and let's see, is that other one announced? Yes, it is. Yeah, so Austin on February 5th, and then which is getting us ready to go on. It's a warm-up show for the Monsters of Rock cruise, which is on February 9th.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a Come and Take It Live, right?
Oh yeah, the Austin show is at Come and Take It Live.
Nice.
Which by the way, is on the other end of the building that the back room was originally on. So it's like the same parking lot as the back room used to be, which is the place where the back room was is now Emo's, which is a big venue. They have bigger acts playing there now, but yeah, Come and Take It Live, and then it's the Mork 2022. And I think that's all we've got booked so far, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's all you're allowed to talk about.
That's all. Yeah, that's all.
I I wish I could say that, but I think it really is all we've got booked so far.
Hey.
Unless there's something I don't know about, Paul.
I believe there is.
Oh, okay. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
You're the bass player. You know,
I'm always, we're the last
to know. Bass players and drummers, we just follow the guitar players and the lead singers.
Hey, Mike, where did you get the Dangerous Toys poster behind you?
That
The Dangerous Toys.
That might. I was like, what? There's
Oh,
one
yeah,
in my
sorry.
bedroom?
It was on eBay. Okay. Suzette, who is now Paul's lovely wife as of
Congratulations,
maybe a month
Paul.
now. Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you so much.
I gotta say this. You are a very happy guy. You smile a lot, but I don't think I've ever seen that smile so big as on your wedding day. I mean,
Yeah.
you were just like,
Yeah,
you were very happy.
of course.
And congratulations. But anyway, she told me, she's like, I found this tapestry. I'm going to get it for Paul. There's one left. So I hurried up over to eBay, got it, and got it shipped to me. So thanks to Suzette, you know, she found it. So good woman there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've only ever had a black and white one that I think was a different picture on it, but I've never seen one like that. That's cool.
It's great. I love it. Scares people out of the room. Don't bother me. Wife comes in. "Ah, I'm out." Anything else? We'll let you guys get on and get along with your day. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this has been
everybody
fun.
appreciates- We'll do it again.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for-
Anytime you want us to.
Anytime. Okay, tomorrow at noon.
Okay. I'm there.
Yeah. How about 3?
3. You know what? I'm going to take the later time slots because you people can't get up. Anyway, cool. Thank you for doing this. I enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else did.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Cool.
Yeah, anytime.
Cool. Thank you.
Get more. Hell yeah. But thank you. And
Thank you, guys.
we'll at least see you on the cruise, if not before.
Yep.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your day.
Cool.
See you later.
All right, man.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Later.